Welcome to Insightful Gaming. Today, we're diving deep into some exotics that got completely buffed in Season 22. For all you hoarders out there, including myself, some of your cherished exotics just got a beastly upgrade. So, without wasting any more time, let's dive straight into these buffs with our hunter buddies leading the charge. If this lights up your game, smash that like button, drop us a comment, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more epic gaming insights. Let's break this down. The Knucklehead Radar is getting a huge buff by taking all the cool perks from the Faux Tracer exotic helmet and dumping them into Knucklehead Radar. This sounds very strong. So, in essence, Knucklehead Radar is getting a mega power-up, a buff that's hard to overlook. Now you might wonder, what's happening with Faux Tracer in Season 22? Whenever you tag enemies with your abilities, you unlock bonus damage for weapons that vibe with your subclass. Additionally, when you score a takedown on an enemy you've marked with one of your skills, and you drop a special collectible unique to your subclass, like an Ionic Trace or Void Breach. This juicy update basically throws Faux Tracer straight into my go-to list for PvE action as a hunter. And depending on how beefy that weapon damage bonus is, Faux Tracer might just become the next big thing in PvP too. Now Lucky Raspberry exotic, which I haven't used in a minute, might be one of the best exotics in the game. It is back with a thunderous buff. Forget how it used to work in the past. The exotic still expands the chaining capabilities of arc bolt grenades. But now, instead of basing the grenade energy gains on those chains, each time you damage an enemy with the lightning strikes from the jolted condition, as well as each time you pick up an Ionic Trace, you gain additional grenade energy. And if you're thinking that wasn't enough, Bungie slapped on another buff to the exotic. The arc bolt grenade now naturally stuns those pesky overload champions. This is going to be the go-to exotic for any strikes with overload champions for any PvE content. Next up, we're diving into the Renewal Grasps mind-blowing buffs. Bungie's backpedaling hard, undoing that pesky nerf they slapped on Duskfield grenades when paired with this exotic. This could totally flip the script of the PvP meta. You know how Titans love showing off with their Sit-ins ramparts in PvP, especially in high-end game modes like Trials. Well, those Duskfield grenades just became the ultimate anti-barricade exotic. With the old nerf getting kicked to the curb, expect to see a swarm of hunters taking down barricade-loving Titans. Between us, even as a non-PvP player, this is going to be my top pick for Destiny's Season 22 and onwards. Next, let's talk about Titan mains who got a buffet of buffs. We're talking Icefall Mantle, Doomfang Pauldrons, Path of Burning Steps, and Eternal Warrior. If you remember back in Season 21, Bungie did some tinkering with Eternal Warrior and Path of Burning Steps, tossing in a spicy escalating damage bonus for arc and solar weapons. Score a kill with those, and you got a surge-like bonuses. However, Eternal Warrior hands down was the most consistent way to hit that delicious Tier 4 surge damage boost. Now to get the increase in surge damage boost with Icefall Mantle, pop your class ability. For Doomfang, get a void melee kill, and for Burning Steps, get a solar grenade kill. And cherry on top, Eternal Warrior gets its weapon damage bonus stretched from 10 to a whopping 30 seconds. Mark my words, these buffs are going to shine in PvE. Let me know in comments if you would like to see a build video on these exotics. Titan mains, listen up because we're diving right into the feedback fence exotic. Hold on to your helmets because this bad boy has been totally revamped and it's a game changer. Now it works into the armor charge system. Bungie has amped up its versatility. Dive into the action and melee hits will grant you an armor charge. And when you have an armor charge, you will be shrugging off melee hits like their love taps. The buff doesn't stop there, causing melee damage. It also now unleashes a storm of arc jolts, zapping foes and burning that armor charge. Your damage also scaling to the number of stacks consumed. Trust me when I say this, Titans are built tough, and with the right mix of armor mods and fragments, Feedback Fence has easily rocketed to the top of my Destiny exotic list. I'm already in the works planning a detailed build video around this electrifying exotic. But hey, if you're hyped to see it sooner rather than later, sound off in the comments below. Turn your eyes to the horizon because there's a fresh glow rising, and it's not just the sun. The Holofire Heart, which, let's be honest, was lurking in the backdrop of Heart of Inmost Light for ages, is finally getting its moment. Bungie has spiced things up, shifting away from the solar ability's energy and tailoring it for all you sunspot aficionados out there. With this tweak, expect to see the battlefield dotted with more of those blazing sunspots than ever. And for those who love the existing perk, that juicy ability regen boost when your super is all charged up is staying right where it is. I'm already in the works planning a detailed build video around this electrifying exotic. But hey, if you're hyped to see it sooner rather than later, sound off in the comments below. Alright, all my spell-slaying warlocks, prepare to have your minds blown. Diving right in with Astrocyte Verse, this piece is not just getting a buff, it's transcending into another dimension. After a swift blink, foes close to your reappearance are now volatile, and when you leap away, you trigger a series of explosions when you shoot them. But that's not all. When using your Nova Warp Super, your Dark Blink won't chew up your super energy anymore. This is a complete game changer or might even be broken. In PvE, this is gonna be insane with volatile enemy explosions, shooting this exotic straight to the top of my list. And for those PvP mains, I bet this is going to be a game changer. Let me know in the comments if this is the new meta in PvP. Warlocks gear up for another wild buff. Remember Geomag Stabilizers? Those boots we all side-eyed whenever someone sported them in a raid or a group. They used to be the underdogs, often overshadowed by other shinier exotics. But hold on to your controllers because Bungie's whipping up some magic. Now whenever you snag an Ionic Trace with these bad boys on, you'll get a juicy boost to your super energy. With the right mods and fragments, this may be a complete game changer. Keep an eye out as we dive deep into testing and tuning. Soon I'll be dropping a build video showcasing its full potential. Next up, Wings of Sacred Dawn is getting an interesting buff. In Season 22, every time you get a kill from the skies with a solo weapon, the Wings got your back, instantly reloading your weapon straight from the reserves. Bungie even dropped a hint to pair it with the Xenophage. We've got a couple of powerhouse weapons in mind that might just make this build pop. Gear up, Guardians. I'm diving into the testing zone with this one. Keep those eyes on the horizon for updates. Winter's Guile is getting kind of an interesting change. They are cutting out the old perk completely and giving it a new one that'll only work if you're playing a stasis subclass. The new perk makes it so that if you freeze an enemy with your Penumbral Blast melee ability, they'll automatically shatter after a short delay. This sounds very powerful in PvP and in PvE. Let me know in the comments what you think about this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the grand finale of our build. I trust this video left you both enlightened and amused. If this video tickled your fancy and you crave more, don't hesitate to drop a comment, smash that like button, and hit subscribe. Until our next rendezvous, keep hustling and may the RNG gods shower you with their blessings.